Listen, a judge in Nigeria just had everything ripped away from him, his title, his authority, his power to ever sit on the bench again. And the reason why is going to make you question everything you thought you knew about how justice works in this country. This is not opinion. This is not politics. This is the National Judicial Council doing exactly what it was built to do. And it did it ruthlessly. Justice James Omotosho handed down a life sentence in one of the most watched cases in Nigeria, the Nnamdi Kanu case. A life sentence. The kind of ruling that takes someone's entire future and locks it away forever. But here is where it gets deeply unsettling. The NJC opened an investigation, not because of political pressure, not because of public outcry, but because something in that ruling did not add up. And when they dug in, what they uncovered was not subtle. It was a foundational collapse. The central question the council had to answer was simple but devastating. Was the law Justice Omotosho relied on even valid when he used it? That is the thread they pulled. And everything unraveled from there. The NJC pulled up legislative records, amendments, repeal instruments, official gazettes, and compared them directly against the statutes cited in the ruling. What they confirmed stopped everything cold. The law used to justify that life sentence had already been repealed. It did not exist anymore when the sentence was handed down. Now think about what that actually means. Under Nigerian law, a repealed statute is dead. It holds no legal weight whatsoever. It cannot create a criminal offense. It cannot support a conviction. And it absolutely cannot authorize punishment. When a court applies a law that no longer exists, it is not making a minor procedural slip. It is operating without jurisdiction, and jurisdiction is not a technicality buried in legal jargon. It is the entire reason a court has the power to decide anything at all. Strip that away, and the ruling has no legal standing. None. The NJC then turned to what judges are expected to do before applying any law. The obligation is clear. Verify the current status of every statute before relying on it. Judges must confirm whether a law has been amended, replaced, or abolished. This information is not hidden. It is public and accessible. So the council asked whether this could be chalked up to an honest misreading. They rejected that immediately. There is a significant difference between misinterpreting a law that still exists and applying one that has already been abolished. The NJC made that distinction unmistakably clear. The investigation went deeper. Did anyone raise the jurisdictional problem during proceedings? Courts have built-in authority to flag and resolve jurisdiction issues at any point, even on their own initiative. But in this case, nothing was done. No one corrected course before that life sentence was imposed. The NJC looked at this failure and concluded it crossed a clear line, one that meets the definition of gross judicial misconduct. So what does gross judicial misconduct actually mean in practice? It covers any conduct that damages the integrity of the judicial system, breaks constitutional protections, or reveals a fundamental failure to follow the law. Locking someone away for life using a statute that had already been scrapped fits every single one of those criteria. And because the punishment was so severe, the weight of the misconduct grew even heavier. A simple warning was not enough. The NJC convened a full disciplinary hearing. Justice Omotosho was formally notified. He was given the chance to respond. The panel sat with every piece of evidence: the judgment itself, the statutory provisions, the repealed documents, the gazetted records, the constitutional framework governing criminal jurisdiction. And they made something critically important clear from the start. The focus was never on intent. The question was not whether the judge set out to act unlawfully. The question was whether what he did complied with the law and judicial standards. Intent does not override outcome when someone's liberty is at stake. The hearing reinforced a principle that should never need reinforcing. A judge's authority exists only because the law grants it. The moment a judge steps outside that boundary, the office is exceeded. Applying a repealed statute is not a gray area. It is a direct jurisdictional failure. And when the consequence of that failure is a life sentence, the expectation of judicial diligence becomes non-negotiable. After exhausting every angle, evidence, legal arguments, constitutional provisions, the panel reached its conclusion. The conduct met every standard for gross judicial misconduct. It undermined the rule of law. It violated constitutional requirements. It brought the judiciary into serious question, and it resulted in the unlawful deprivation of someone's liberty. The recommended sanction was the most severe available: removal from office. The full NJC Council reviewed the recommendation independently. They confirmed due process had been followed at every stage. They adopted it. Justice Omotosho was removed. From that moment forward, he holds no judicial authority, no powers, no privileges, no immunity. He cannot hear a case or issue an order ever again. One thing the NJC was careful to clarify: their decision was disciplinary, not appellate. They did not overturn the conviction itself. That authority belongs exclusively to appellate courts. But what they did was surface a legal problem so significant that appellate courts will almost certainly have to confront it now. The fallout extended beyond one man. Every pending case Justice Omotosho was handling got reassigned. Courts across the country received a pointed reminder to verify statutory authority before applying any law, especially in criminal cases. And the NJC drew a line that matters. Judicial independence protects judges from political interference. It does not protect them from accountability when they act outside the law. The disciplinary file is now closed, documented in full. The message embedded in every page of this decision is this: judicial power is not permanent. It is not guaranteed. It flows directly from the law, and the second that foundation cracks, the power of the court cracks with it. No judge is exempt. No title is a shield. The removal of Justice Omotosho is the NJC stating, in the clearest terms possible, that the judiciary will answer for its own failures. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this the right call? And what does this mean for judicial accountability in Nigeria going forward?